Welcome back to the Shatterproof Entrepreneur. I am here with my good friend, Sean Garner. Welcome to the Shatterproof Room.
I'm excited about this, man. We've known each other for a very, very long time, and you've been with me along, say, most of my entrepreneurial journey. So it's cool to be in here and do this.
Yeah. So tell everyone that's listening kind of who you are and kind of what you do in the world.
Yeah. So my name's Sean Garner, and I would say I'm a husband, father, and faith-based or Christian entrepreneur. And what I do is I own my main thing that my wife and I do is I own a marketing agency. She runs a functional medicine practice. And then together, we kind of work together with an IV therapy lounge that we just built. But yeah, based in God's country of Owasso, Oklahoma. And
go Rams.
helping some people. Oh yeah, that's where you're from. I forgot. And then just helping small business owners dominate their industry.
Yeah, and this it's so fun having you on the show. Yeah, because we go back several years, and then we just have all kinds of connections. Sean mentioned Owasso, that's where I grew up, class of '87, go Rams. And then Sean's got a wonderful, beautiful wife, Courtney. He, like me, married way outside of his coverage, and they are killing it. And it's just so much fun to see people doing life right and being successful, and they've got 3 great kids that it's so fun to watch you guys live life and to be able to do life with you. And so thanks for coming on the show. And so let's talk a little bit about business and where faith and business intersect. So you've got a little bit of an interesting journey, I think. I mean, at one point you firefighter, right?
Yeah.
So kind of take me. So you were a firefighter, then you went into fitness industry, and now and then a coach for fitness people. And I saw some of those results, and you helped some people do some really cool things. And now you've made a transition to doing more consulting and marketing based things with all kinds of business owners. So tell us how you made this transition, and maybe what motivated you to make this shift.
Yeah, so I'll go back even further than that, but I'm going to rapid fire this.
Yeah.
37, but have had probably about 37 different jobs. So my wife and I, we've been married almost 19 years. We got married at 19. So we've been together, dating and everything over half our lives. And I started out kind of where I think now, and this will all tie into the end with some clarity here, but actually started out whenever we got married at 19 as a youth pastor. I went to college to be a youth pastor, and I thought that's what I was going to do. Ended up taking a ministry job and having to move across the state, young married couple. As soon as I got here, they didn't have any funding for me. So I had to find another job. Hated it, transitioned through so many different jobs. I was a dishwasher at a restaurant. I was a restaurant manager, hated that. And one day I was having a horrible day at work, called my friend. He said, I've got the greatest job in the world. I'm a firefighter. So went through that. That's a long story of a process in itself, but ended up becoming a firefighter, and it did that for about 5 years. That led me into working on my own personal fitness, because growing up, I was this skinny video game dork skateboard kid and didn't really play any sports, never worked out really until I trained to be a firefighter. And so that got me into fitness, which led me to putting on a whole lot of weight in a good way, and gaining some muscle on myself, and got into the fitness industry really big. We own several gyms. We moved to Miami. I did a lot of stuff in the online fitness world, managed some big luxury gyms out there, got me into having created my own online fitness brand. I started having my friends and colleagues say, hey, can you help me do that? And I was like, well, yeah, absolutely, I can do. So that started the fitness business coaching side of things, where I was helping, gym owners, personal trainers start their online personal brand. Then what I realized from that is I love the fitness industry, and I'm thankful for that. But I don't love the fitness industry at the same time. I think that there's a lot of just vain ego, and it's a super hypersexualized industry to where people from a consumer standpoint often are more attracted to the flashy. If you scroll through Instagram and you see it, it's just like, honestly, it's a bunch of half naked people. And that stuff, unfortunately, in that industry sells. And I was just getting frustrated with feeling like that, or working with having clients that's what they wanted, is like, in essence, like I remember one of the things that made me just like really like shake is like, I was like working on some client campaigns, and my family's like, well, who are these pictures? Why do you have this stuff? It's like, well, they're clients. And it wasn't anything like hyper inappropriate, but have my kids see that stuff, like me working on that, like that's weird. And so I'm like, okay, that's weird, that it's not weird to me anymore, that this just became part of my job and everything. So that's what led me to start transitioning into working with other businesses. And actually, you and my wife helped with that, whether you knew it or not. So I remember I was talking with her, and she was getting ready to launch a new medical clinic, and then just doing our conversations, because you've been with us for all the different businesses that we've owned and everything, and seeing the things that I was doing with them and the success, and like, well, it's working for fitness. Would it work for this industry, or would it work for this industry? My wife's getting ready to open up her own medical practice. She's like, well, why don't you just do all the marketing for my medical practice? Like, well, duh, if it works for them, of course it could work for other people, because it's just strategies. And so started doing that. And that led to my wife's practice got very successful, and showing me other opportunities for, building my skill set instead of, just fitness. We started diving down the world of marketing funnels and SEO and content marketing and all of that good stuff. And so that's what led it to kind of what it has evolved into now, to where now we are a small business marketing agency, and the businesses that we love working with is service-based professional businesses. So man, if your business wants to book calls, schedule appointments, book assessments, or anything like that, we are your guys, and we will crush it for you if you want to stand out as the industry leader and dominate. And that's kind of what the journey's been. And now, like I said, I was going to bring it in full circle. The other aspect with this is I went to college to be a youth pastor, thought I was done with ministry, but always felt this calling with it. Well, now I'm actually back in ministry training school at my church. I'm going through the middle of, it's called GutsX School of Ministry. It's a 2-year program. I just finished my first semester with that. And it's all the track that I'm on is, and this is why I'm super pumped about what you got going on now. The whole track that I'm on is business for the kingdom. And so it's ministry training for business owners. So as we're going through and learning it, there's people that are in the class and programs that, like, some of them want to go to be missionaries. Some of them want to plant a church. Some of them want to go work in the local church, but there's another track that's business. So as we're learning these things and studying the word and scripture and everything, it's like, okay, well, this is how this could apply to, local church ministry. This is how it could apply for leadership in your small business, because that's ultimately, I think, obviously the big picture goal for people like you and I and everything is everything that we do is to establish the kingdom. God gives people the power to establish wealth, to establish his covenant. Like, that's why he gave us these things. It's not so we can just get, but it's like, well, how can we expand the kingdom, and how can we bless and help other people with the things that we've been given? Because it's not just about what I can do for me and my family, but what are we actually doing that's going to have that eternal kingdom impact?
Yeah, I love that, Sean, because and I've been able to walk through this with you and dream some of these dreams with you guys. And it's so fun when the dream is, I think this is like, you've got a big opportunity in front of you that could mean lots of dollars, and you're not thinking about the houses we can buy, the cars we can buy, but how can we use that money to put in God's hands and build the kingdom? And those are fun business conversations to have. So you mentioned that we work together. And so just, so you guys have been Access members in my Access Legal Coaching program for, I guess, about 5 years. It's gone fast. But could you kind of talk a little bit about that experience and what it's like having an Access team to be part of your business?
Yeah, I think I'm spoiled with it, probably, because I'll often be having conversations with my client, and I'm like, okay, well, let's say we're building out a new website for them. Like, okay, well, cool. Just have your attorney update your terms and conditions, and then you're going to need to get some new operating agreements and everything set up as we're building out the back end of their funnels. And they're like, well, I don't have an attorney. Well, I use one for setting up my LLC. Maybe I can just reach out to them. And they're like, oh my God, he wanted to charge me like $5,000 to write all these docs and stuff with me. I'm like, you don't have a guy? I got a guy. And so it's cool just to be able to know that everything is taken care of, and I don't have to worry about, like, man, I got this question, like, then maybe it's an iffy situation. Like, do I really need to sign this contract, or is this really wise? Like, I don't have to worry about getting nickeled and dimed and everything. I know that all of my legal stuff is covered by a man of God and by an amazing team, and everything's going to take care of everything for us. So we don't have to walk in the gray areas. We just know everything is getting taken care of, from, Courtney and her medical practice with expenses or waivers and stuff, and consent forms for that, with the new IV business that we've opened up, with looking over real estate contracts for us. Like, you've helped us with all of our different businesses. Like, if other people were doing or trying to find somebody that is doing similar to the what you're doing as an Access member, they would have to almost have multiple subscriptions. Like, well, I've got one subscription for this business and another for this business. But by being an access member with the different levels that you provide, like you can get everything taken care of. So you know your business is safe because I mean, how unfortunate would it be to have somebody that has built something, you know, from nothing and they lose it all just because they made not anything that they did malicious, but they just left themselves exposed. Like don't do that. Hire Scott.
Thanks, man. That's awesome. So, you know that I'm all about shatterproofing businesses and building businesses that will bend and not break, and then having businesses that have a, you know, a legacy. So to you, what would be some characteristics of a shatterproof entrepreneur?
Man, I think that one of the things I just see just with being that shatterproof entrepreneur is you have to be able to pivot. I think sometimes people get from, and I see this from my perspective from the marketing world. Sometimes people are so attached and in love with their product that they try to force that into other people's throat instead of learning how to pivot and then fall in. Like my belief is you don't fall in love with your product, you fall in love with your customers. And whenever you love your customers and the people that you're called to serve, well, then you create products that actually benefit and serve them. The businesses that I see struggle is they've created this amazing thing and now they're trying to find the right people to buy the thing instead of creating an amazing community or people that you're called to serve and then find out how you can actually serve them. And you create products and services based upon those people. Because I think that's a big mistake that entrepreneurs get in is they're like, well, no, this is the thing. Everybody wants this thing, but nobody's buying the thing. So the analogy that we use in our world all the time is, you know, the field of dreams, if you build it, they will come. That is not true. It doesn't matter. Like, I know so many people that they've spent all this money developing this great website. They might have the world's greatest product at whatever it is, but they've done zero research to find out if the people in the community that they have already surrounded themselves, their existing current customers, even actually want it. So in order to be that good shatterproof entrepreneur, first thing is you got to be able to pivot and adapt and be able to see those things before they happen. What I think makes a good entrepreneur is somebody that sees things that others can't and does things that others either aren't willing to or able to. So an entrepreneur always has really great vision. They're able to see opportunities or a different way of doing things that like most people wouldn't see it from that perspective. And the second thing is they're able to actually take action on that because maybe they do have a skill set that they've developed, you know, in the back. And now they're, oh, this is how I can apply this skill set to this situation that I just saw. Or they've got, my wife, for example, they've got a specialty degree. They're in medicine or something like that, where they got a special field they've got a degree in. Or the big one, and this is where I feel like I thrive with the grit aspect of it, is you're willing to do things that others aren't. If I show you the behind the curtain here and all the magic tricks, there's nothing that I have done that anyone else couldn't do. But I have been willing and able to probably make a lot more personal sacrifices as far as time and most of the time sleep to go out and push myself to make those things happen, because I think that that's just one of those things that is innate inside of an entrepreneur that's really good, is they're willing to just kind of suck it up and have that grit and kind of push through. But that's kind of my overview of what I think makes a good entrepreneur. They see things others can't, and they do things others won't or can't.
Wow. Yeah, that's really good. In my book, The Shatterproof Entrepreneur, we talk about that field of dreams philosophy or business philosophy. Because so many people think they need to build it before they try to sell it. And you really have to kind of reverse that. You need to have the idea, maybe flesh it out a little bit, but then find out if the marketplace even wants it. And if you've got a community like Sean's built over the years, you can reach out to the community and ask questions. You know, is this something you'd be interested in before you build it? Don't use all your resources building something that no one wants. I work a lot with the online space, and you're building programs to sell and all this stuff, and you don't want to build the whole program and then find out no one's willing to pay for it. So that Field of Dreams, great movie, not a good business philosophy. So make sure that you're not building things that people don't want. Let's talk about what you've been building recently, which is the marketing domination package, right? That's kind of been
that's like our bread and butter of what our agency sells. So kind of the main three pillars that we do is one, we're a certified story brand guide. So a huge fan of Don Miller, Business Made Simple, and the story brand framework. We're actually certified story brand guides. So what we do is we help our customers create really clear brand messaging so they can use that across all their marketing, their sales teams, internal communication, and all of that. So three main things that we do is that story brand messaging is we help businesses clarify their message so they stand out online. Second thing that we do is we build websites. So websites, marketing funnels, and we build out all the backend automations and everything to support that. And then the third thing that we do is just one-on-one consulting. So come in, work as a fractional CMO, help with SEO strategy, implementation, and all of that stuff. Well, what we've done with marketing domination is we've combined all of that into one package that just serves small business owners to help them stand out online and just truly dominate their industry. So we do everything from creating their brand messaging, building out a complete marketing funnel with websites, lead generators, email campaigns, sequences. Then we help build or fill that funnel with SEO, content marketing. We help with podcast production. So they'll be able to do their video podcast. We cut it up, split it into clips, turn that into blog articles and social content. And then we optimize everything going forward, because with today's world and all of the tools that are available, people really don't have to guess with marketing anymore. There's so many data points that are out there. I always tell my clients is we don't make decisions based upon personal preference or emotion. We use data. So that's awesome. I love that you want this button to be a certain color or you want to use this headline. Let's split the two. Let's do a split test and let's find out which one works. And then we're going to go with that one, because at the end of the day, I'm all about this, and that's ultimately what clients are paying us for, is results. So if we're not getting results, I don't care how pretty something works. I care, does it work? So we're all about getting results. And that's kind of what the small business domination is it's helping businesses honestly truly dominate. Like I tell whenever I'm on sales calls with clients, if you have a let's say a contractor's business and you are just looking for a couple of more leads, we're probably not the agency for you. There's lots of agencies that will go out there and just, might help you get a few more Google reviews. If you, however, are a contractor and you want to stand out and you want to be the industry leader and you want people to see you as like, man, you're the world's greatest. Maybe you want to start a video podcast. You want to be number one on Google. You want to get tons of Google reviews. You want to have an awesome marketing funnel that's getting leads and stuff for you while you sleep. Then we're the right agency for you, because we're really want you to stand out in your industry and not just be, oh, he's kind of good. I want to work with the best small business attorney. I want to work with the best functional medicine provider and the people that want that for themselves. Because honestly, with the strategies that we use, it's so much easier to get results for those people when they actually want it. The similar analogy would be working with somebody in, since I come from fitness, I use a lot of fitness analogies. It'd be working with somebody that is thinking about maybe starting to work out, and somebody that has a specific goal of like, no, I want to run a 5K in 12 weeks. Those are the people we want to work with. They're very driven, very focused towards what they want to do. And yeah, we help them dominate with small business domination.
That's wow. So what kind of results should people that work with you be expecting?
Yeah, I don't want to like make up a stat and be like, oh, you're going to see a 123% increase, because it honestly depends on where you're at with your business. I would say the majority of the businesses that we work with, they have typically been in business for several years. There's two categories. One, they've been in business for several years and they built their website when they originally launched their business. Mm-hmm. It's outdated. Content's not been updated. There's a lot of things that they haven't even submitted their website to Google, for example, because people don't realize you have to do that. They probably had their cousin, Fred, build them their website whenever they first launched, and there's no true system in place. They have maybe the individual pieces, but they don't have a true marketing funnel. So for those people, we're obviously able to get a quick turnaround because they already have some type of existing web presence, and we get to go in there and we get to clean up and optimize it and start doing SEO, helping them with a content strategy, helping them to actually build and establish a brand, creating new brand guidelines with logos and assets and stuff like that. So it professionalizes and levels up what they've already been doing. Those people, obviously, we get great results for. The other one, and this is where if I'm, again, showing behind the curtain, this is where a lot of marketing agencies pad the stats to their favor. Like, I got this person a 500% increase in their traffic, because we do that all the time, but it's because they had nothing to start with and they were a brand new business. Yeah. And so a lot of the businesses that we work with also it's a brand new startup. I would say those businesses that are brand new, this is typically the entrepreneur's second business. So they have a primary business that they've already ran and they're wanting to start another branch of the company, or they're wanting to create a like for Courtney, for example, she maybe had the medical practice and now she wants to start an IV lounge. So we got something else that's going with it. Because I will say this, I think a lot of businesses talked about being shatterproof earlier, they are underfunded. And so if you think and you haven't tested your product out and you're going to hire this awesome marketing agency to come do all the marketing for you, we're going to get everybody to see your product and to view it as you, the industry leader. But if your product hasn't been thoroughly tested and you're not actually good at what you do, we can't help you retain those clients. So typically, if a business is a brand new startup and this is an entrepreneur's first business, unless they're really well funded, that's also probably not a really good fit for us, just because I could easily take their money and get them all this leads and traffic and stuff. But for what we do, it would be much better if they maybe just started out with just a website for us, or we just build their marketing funnel and they're not like a full marketing domination client.
Hey there, it's Scott Reed, cutting in for a quick moment. If you're enjoying the podcast and finding value in our discussions, you're going to love the Access Plan. It's designed for entrepreneurs like you, offering unlimited legal advice without the worry of high hourly fees. With the Access Plan, you can get the legal support you need at a flat monthly rate so you can focus on growing your business with confidence. Head over to reblaw.com/access to learn more and join Access now and get busy shatterproofing your business. Now let's get back to our amazing guest.
Client.
Yeah, so let's talk about the difference, because you, like you said, you'll build if someone wants a website.
Websites all day. Yeah.
Right, but that's not the same as marketing domination. And that's a one-time transaction. They're paying you a certain dollar amount for a website. You deliver it, and then you're done.
Yeah.
With marketing domination, my understanding of how you is like basically you're forming a partnership with them to become their marketing team, and it's you're doing. I mean, you need input from them as the business owner, but you're doing the hard work. You're making sure that the website's working, that the copy's right, that the blog posts are right, that the email marketing, all that stuff's working together cohesively to build a strong, dominating brand. Is that correct?
100%. So, and that's where I said we have the different sides of the business. One aspect is build websites, funnels, and brand messaging. If you just want that 100% is for any business owner, because all of them need that, especially to get started. You need that on your online presence and everything. You need a really good website with really clear messaging, and you need the back-end funnels to support it. What marketing domination is that plus an entire marketing agency and support team working for your business for less than the price of a full-time employee. So you get a full agency. So this is great for small business owners that, maybe they've got, 5 or less employees, or they don't have that full-time person devoted to their marketing efforts. We come in and they partner up with me and my team. And so I work with you, the small business owner, as your fractional CMO. So I'm there to help provide overall marketing strategy, get approval from you, in essence, kind of like your employee. Like, hey, boss, here's a strategy. Here's a plan. This is what we want to do. You tell me go. And then I go to my team and we execute. We're going to be doing monthly check-in calls to review all your marketing data. So you don't have to guess anymore about marketing with marketing domination. It's all done for you by our team. So it's not just presenting you ideas and then, hey, Scott, go figure this out. Go make it happen. It's like, hey, Scott, this is what we're doing. Here's the strategy. Here's the data. Can we do this? Cool. And then we go execute it on it. So as a small business owner, our goal with small business domination is you should just worry about doing what you do, your craft, and servicing your clients, and let us handle all the marketing.
Wow. Okay. So do you charge by the hour for that kind of a service to be their CMO?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. So it's a package monthly retainer. So very similar to the Access program. You hire Sean Garner Consulting as your marketing domination agency, and you get access to us just like you do with Scott and the Access plan. The same thing with us is because your business happens. What I tell my clients is your business happens in real time. And so you don't need to be like, I've got to wait another month before I can talk to the agency again to see if we can get these changes made. No, like all of our clients have an internal communication portal to where they can message us directly and we can get changes. I tell clients 1 week, but honestly, we do things in like less than 24 hours. But I always set the expectation as that you get direct communication with us and our team. And the other thing with it is I'm very blessed to have an awesome team that we've been building out. And I say that we're kind of like the Navy SEALs of marketing, because we're a small team, but we're very, very powerful and we can
Yep.
do a lot. But our clients, they never deal with anybody but me. So I am your go-to contact point. So it's not like you're hiring some like coaching business and it's like this figurehead behind it, and you're talking to like all these people that work underneath them. You hire Sean Garner Consulting. Yeah. You get Sean Garner. So I've got my whole team that's going to be executing everything. So you got one point of contact that you're speaking to, communicating to, knows and understands your business. And then I've got this amazing team that we go and execute on everything for you.
Yeah. And so by having the retainer system, you've got monthly recurring revenue, right? So
yeah,
how do you like that?
That's pretty awesome. I think that every business needs to do that. And that's kind of what, as the marketing domination kind of evolves and the relationship evolves with the client, it kind of does start teetering sometimes less on, hey, we've kind of got the marketing set up, but now let's kind of look at some of your operations and your systems that you have in place. So we kind of, the longer that we're with a client, it becomes less about marketing, because once we get things set up and that a relationship's been established, they start trusting us. So they kind of almost just let us have free reign once we've kind of proven the results that we get for people. It'll just, the approval process is like, hey, are you cool with this? Yeah, man, I trust you. I've got several clients that they say, hey, you don't even need to send me that anymore. Just do what you need to do. Awesome. And then our calls go more onto the offer side of and creation your offer and building out internal systems and stuff. Because there's so many businesses that are going after those one-off clients and everything. And man, it's like feast or famine sometimes, because sometimes we got a whole lot of leads this month and a lot of new clients. And then, well, next month, man, nobody came in, so we don't have any revenue. Like, that's a really difficult business model. And I think that it takes a level of creativity, but almost every business can create some type or some level of reoccurring revenue. I mean, my wife owns a medical practice and it's reoccurring revenue. We open up an IV therapy business. It's got reoccurring revenue with a membership model. Everything can do that if you think about it from a different perspective.
So your wife, Courtney, she just started the Well Spot.
Yep.
Right there in Owasso, Oklahoma, and so she has a subscription there for IV therapy. So if you're anywhere close to Owasso, you should go there.
Come check us out.
We'll put a link in the show notes to the Well Spot. And then she has Restore You Wellness, which is her more the medical side of it. And I need to have her on the show so she can talk about this stuff. But and it's a subscription portion as well, so that you can be proactive with your health. And I'm a part of that, and I have my own concierge medical provider, and it's amazing. I don't just have my own subscription plan. I use other people's subscriptions because I think it gives you really, really leveraged access to the experts that you need to live a better life. Being Shatterproof isn't just about business. It's about health and wellness, and you need to be able to take care of yourself so that you can stay in the game. I know Sean talked about earlier that he is willing to do things that everyone else isn't. I got to watch that while he was working full time in a very, very cool fitness place, and then working at night building his coaching business. And eventually there's a price to pay, and you got sick because you burned it at both ends. You got really sick. Even with a wife that can take care of that stuff, you can do that. You can grind it hard. And that's one of the things I've always kind of taken a little pride in myself on, is that no one can outwork me. You might be smarter than me. You might have more resources than I have, but no one can outwork me. And that's why I applied to law school, and I've applied it when I started my law firm, and I've seen you do it and a lot of other people in our network. It's like, that's how there's a price to be paid for success. And every time you say yes to something, you're going to say no to something else. And so sometimes there's going to be there's going to be some conflict, and your health could take a hit, and we don't want you to do that. So try to work smarter if you can, but there's just going to be some hard work involved if you want to have success. And I mean, I watched you, because we're 5 hours apart, but I watched you guys set up the Well Spot. And man, you were up there putting furniture together. You got to, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. That's not what you want to be doing, but that's how you get a business going, is that you're up there turning the screwdrivers and doing the hanging pictures and building desks. And so, maybe if you're listening to us and you're somewhere in your entrepreneurial journey where, you're still kind of bootstrapping it, and you're trying to make it work, and you're having to do things that you don't love to do, it's part of the journey. I would encourage you to, work hard now so you can, and then work smart later, and try to get out of some of these boxes that aren't fulfilling. So you can be doing the things that are passionate about. It's so fun to see Sean now, because he's in a zone where he's so passionate about what he's doing. He's not doing what was just in front of him. When you were doing the fitness stuff, it was a natural fit because you were good at it. You'd built some great fitness businesses, so it was easy to help people because you knew what to do. But it didn't light you up. That wasn't your passion. And now you're in the marketing domination and helping these companies dominate the marketing like you used to when you were the fitness guy. I mean, you were on Men's Fitness Magazine. I mean, you were the guy. And so it's so cool to see you doing that, and then going back to school to bring the ministry back in so that your faith and business can intersect in a real way. We talked a little bit about before we went live about sometimes if you're a Christian business owner, you feel like you kind of have to walk carefully about not say things that might offend people. And I kind of told you that I'm kind of at a point where I'm not going to do that anymore. It is what it is. This, Sean and I both are Christ followers, and that's what we're trying to do. We're not perfect by far. But that's what, that's who we are and what we're doing. And one of the things that you'll hear a lot of Christian business owners say is that they put God first in their life and their business. It's kind of a popular thing to say. What does that mean to you, Sean? How do you put God first?
Okay, I want to talk about everything that you just said really quick, because there's a lot of things.
Yeah.
First off, yeah, even this last week, we got a new sauna for the well spot, and I was up there till 2 a.m. putting it together.
Yeah.
Second thing is, if you ask even the people that are selling courses and stuff like, oh, you're like 100K, 90 days and stuff like that. If you actually ask them and they had an honest conversation with them and you ask them, was it easy? They're going to tell you no. They're trying to sell a shortcut and an easier path to do it. But none of them, if they actually admitted it, would say, oh, no, it just came easy for me. I didn't have to work hard at all. And it just came. The two things with it, though, and then we'll tie the Bible back into this here. One, you need to walk in wisdom. And so you really need to understand that, yes, this is going to be a requirement, but it should not be your constant struggle. If you have been working at something for a long period of time and it's not getting better, that's what we talked about earlier about what makes a shatterproof entrepreneur. You need to be able to recognize that and pivot, because there is a level of grind and work and sacrifice that will need to be happening in order to reach those goals. But man, if you've been in it for and I'm not talking a long period of time, like, oh man, it's been 30 days. I'm talking about you've been doing something for several years consistently and you haven't had a breakthrough, man, you've definitely probably missed a pivot opportunity, because if you've actually been giving it your all and nothing's been happening, you missed a pivot opportunity, and you should have been walking in wisdom to know when to make those moves. The second thing, and then this is where I personally, just like you, I took that as a symbol of pride of I can outwork anybody. Like, come at me, like this is what I can do. Problem is as entrepreneurs, especially as Christian entrepreneurs, if we let that become our identity instead of who we are in Christ, because my identity became, I can outwork anybody, like nobody can come at me. And that's what I took on almost as like a sense of pride for myself, which Bible has a lot of things to say about pride. None of them are good. And so if we take that badge of honor of like our grind and our sacrifice for those things for our business, and we let that become our identity, man, that's where we can get down a whole other slippery slope of identity crisis and losing who we are in Christ and everything. And your whole life can come apart on that side. Then coming to what you said, for what's it mean to put God first in your business. I've thought about this a lot, especially as I've been pivoting, the past couple of years to this marketing agency. Like, well, what kind of businesses do I want to work with and stuff? Do I want to be, just like I only work with, Christian business owners, and that's who we do, and we're going to be kingdom marketing or something like that. Nothing against that, but that's not the path that I necessarily want to do, is because I think whenever I was in the fitness industry really big, I was in tons of, faith and fitness and Christian, fitness organizations and stuff like that. And the problem that I have with things like that is people trying to take something of the world and Christianize it instead of just the Christian business leaders setting the pace and setting the tone that the world has to catch up and follow. So for me, whenever it comes to being a marketing agency owner, I don't want to be a Christian focused marketing agency owner. I want to be the world's greatest marketing agency owner, because that's what God's called me to be inside. Is he's given us all things that pertain to life and godliness. So why would I want to settle for a mediocrity in my business? And why would I want to try and do the business like the world does it, when I've got an awesome book right here that gives me everything I need as far as the wisdom and everything that I need to do to walk out a different way? Like, we're called for, new and greater things. And so I think that what happens when too many business owners, they try to take what the world does and put a Christian spin on it, it leads to not the level of success that we're actually called to be. I think that as the kingdom entrepreneurs, we should be setting the pace for the rest of the world to catch up. So for me, how I run my business is I want to be like Chick-fil-A. Everybody's pretty knows that Chick-fil-A is a Christian-based company.
Yep.
The people that come there, they don't really care if it's Christian or not. Because they make the world's greatest chicken sandwich. So people are still going to go there because it's an awesome product that they're delivering. And then the people that are Christian and faith-based, they want to support it even more because of that. That's what I want to be with what I do and building the businesses for the kingdom. Is I just want to be so great at those that I'm dominating every industry that I'm a part of, that people are just naturally attracted to that, just because the level of excellence that I'm delivering and walking in. And then I do that because of who I am in Christ. That's to me what the whole putting God first in your business means. Is like, you gotta take care of yourself, and you got to build up your own spirit. You got to be the grind necessarily. If you need to be, is you need to be spending the first part of your day in the word and in prayer, and having periods of time where you're doing fasting and everything, and really truly seeking God every single day in what you do. Because Matthew 6:33, seek first the kingdom of God, then all these things will be added to you. People try and do it the exact opposite. They go after the thing and be like, hey, God, where are you? He's like, look, I'm right over here. But you got to seek him, and those things will be added to you. So to me, that's what it is you build up you do things at a level of excellence that the world is attracted to. Like Jesus said, like, they'll know you by your fruit. Like, we're the light of the world. Like, these are the things we're called to be. And so if we are doing those things, our businesses are going to thrive. Our relationships with our families are going to thrive. Financially, we're going to be blessed and prosper. Spiritually, we're going to grow. All those things will be happening. That's what the world would be attracted to.
Wow. That's good stuff. Where can people connect with you? Where would you like them to find you?
Yeah, the best place would be, honestly, just the website. So SeanGarner.co. It's SeanGarner.co. On there, we got tons of cool free resources. We got a free marketing assessment. So you can go on there if you're a small business owner and you want to say, well, how's my marketing actually stacked up? We got a really cool tool. You go in there, spend about 3 minutes plugging in some information about your business. It actually generates a customized marketing report for you. It's huge. It's going to be about a 40-page report, and it's going to give you like the next 3 things that you need to attack when it comes to your marketing. So no more guesswork of like, well, should I build a website right now, or do I need to focus on social strategy? Go through that, and it's going to generate a custom report just for you and your business to show you the next 3 things that you need to do for your business to make it grow. And then, hey, if you sound this stuff like, man, maybe this Sean guy could help me dominate my business. Yeah, go to the website, SeanGarner.co. Again, it's SeanGarner.co. Schedule a call with me, and let's see if it's going to be a good fit, and so we can help you grow and dominate.
Wow. Yeah, and I've done that assessment. It's very valuable. So take Sean up on that. Go get that free assessment. You won't be sorry that you did that. And it's a good time for that, with it being December. What could you be doing different in January if you do that assessment? So take advantage of that free offer. Thanks, Sean.
Hold on. Let's one up it real quick. Okay. Anybody that hears it on Scott Reeb's podcast right here, whenever your marketing report gets sent to me, send me an email. Go to the website. It's just Sean, SEAN at SeanGarner.co. Send me an email that you heard this podcast episode, and I will give everybody that listens to this podcast episode a free website audit. So I'll dig into your current website. I'll pull up all your competitor analysis, all the keyword rankings, but there's a caveat to it. You got to leave Scott Reeb a review on his podcast and screenshot that in the email, and I'll give you a free whole website audit and everything. Do a free call just with me. I'll show you all the opportunities that you're missing, low-hanging fruit, things that you can go over to grow your business.
Wow, you blow me away as usual. Thanks, Sean. I really appreciate that. The final thing I want you to do as we get ready to exit the Shatterproof room is that I want you to look in the camera. and tell that entrepreneur out there that's maybe struggling today, maybe they're not feeling very shatterproof, what advice would you give them to get through that and to be have an impact in their industry?
If you are struggling right now as an entrepreneur and you are wondering what your next step is, the thing that I speak every single day is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him and he will direct your path. Stop trying to figure it out on your own knowledge, on your own wisdom. Seek God, put him first, just like Matthew 6:33, and then all these things will be added to you. So if you're struggling, it's probably because you're trying to do it your own way and not God's way.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, Sean, I want to leave you with a blessing. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. May the rains fall soft upon your fields. And till we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Thank you for being a part of this, and thanks for being in the Shatterproof Room. And everyone listening, can't wait to see you on the next episode of The Shatterproof Entrepreneur.
This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be taken as professional advice. While I'm your host, Scott Reeb, and a lawyer, I'm not your lawyer, and this podcast does not establish an attorney-client relationship. The views expressed by my guests are their own and not mine, and they may not even reflect the opinion of the Shatterproof Entrepreneur Podcast. So we strive to provide valuable and accurate content, but we make no representations as to the accuracy, completeness, or suitability of any information to your particular situation, and won't be liable for any errors or omissions for the application of them. Always consult a professional or in the respective area that we've discussed before making any personal or business decisions.